Hi Ciaran, Paul Cheney here for CA and Rich Internet Applications. I based this off the code of the tutorial you gave us. So basically, most of it's the same. The event manager.html has been changed a small bit, nothing to cause a fuss really. And then we obviously have the event manager class. Now, obviously, I kept the event manager class and I just added in all the new stuff in it. Now, the main thing to note is that I didn't bother removing the code that was already implemented in the click handler here, so just a large amount here for the list entries. So I just left them there anyway. But what I did do was I separated out the rest of the functionality, the stuff that we added in, for example the update and the insert. I put them into a different class called helper. So as you can see here, if I for example when I click on the create button, I'm just I'm handling the on click obviously, and I'm creating I'm calling a method out of the helper class called insert entry, and then I'm passing in all the text and the dates, etc., that was filled in throughout it. Now as you can see here, just up here, sorry, one second. Here we go. Method helper is the name of the other class that I called. I just created one, and here's all the usual, just adding everything to the main panel, the label boxes, text boxes, the whole shebang. These are just declaring all the variables, the text areas, list boxes, buttons, labels, etc. These arrays are used to populate the list boxes, which are listed here. Now the helper class itself is where the majority of the work is done. Pretty much insert entry. It's the code you gave us. I pretty much just use that. The main difference is though, here this handles the list boxes. The user doesn't have to choose a list box, so if he doesn't, nothing's added. However, if he does choose a list box, the description is updated here. So if he chooses a sports event, it just adds the description what he's attending, and then if a competition is chosen, it just says he's attended one there. The rest is pretty standard. I mean, this is the code you gave us, so it's just setting up the time and the date and the description, and then it's just populating it, and then it's just making it. So the update entry then, that's just pretty much, it's a bit of a variation on the list. What I done was I searched through all the current entries, and I used the event name to decide which one I'm going to choose. So here, as you can see here, once I enter in the name, it's going to search through all the events. It's going to see if the name equals to the particular event it's looking at. If it is, it's going to change all the details. And this is just where it does all this. Obviously I have to make an array instead of just passing a when, which is, you actually helped me with that, so you know what the story is with that. And then delete entry. Now I know it doesn't say delete entry, but I just decided to add it in anyway as a bit of extra functionality, hopefully an extra mark or two. But it's again, it's the same as a bit like the update. It's going through the loop and it's finding the calendar event of the same name that you enter, and then it's just removing it through the on success. Anyway, we'll have a look at how it works. There we go. So here it is. I ran it there just a minute ago, so to say the loading times. Now, obviously, I didn't bother much with the UI, the user interface, because to be honest, I had too much work to do, so I haven't had enough time to fix it up. I just have the instructions here that this is done on the HTML page, just basically saying what to do. So anyway, we'll start off and we'll enter in a test entry into the calendar. So it's the 7th at the moment, so we'll say the 8th, the 5th, 2012, and we'll just say 2 o'clock as the time and the date. Where do we want it? We want the locator in Dublin, the description, just call it test. And then if you want to add a test, for example, if you want to add a sports event for football and then the Premiership, and then I just choose create a Google Calendar event. So you'll see the message, so it means it's working. And then if I go to Google Calendars and refresh it, as you can see, the test at 2 o'clock is exactly what we just entered. So to edit the event then, now obviously there's a bit of a grammatical mistake there with no full stop, but as you can see, it's entered in the description test, then it's saying I'm attending a football match and I'm attending the Premiership competition. which is exactly what we wanted to do. So we go back here and we say, okay, we want to update it this time. So obviously the test is the one we want to find, so I'll leave that in there. I'll change the time to 4 o'clock and we'll change this to London. And then we update. As you can see, the waiting for Google shows that it's actually working. And then if I just refresh again, you can see it's at the change into 2 o'clock. And where is that the change in the London even. So we can see that it's actually working. Everything's changing like that it should be. The date, the time, the location, everything is changing basically that we want. So let's say we want to delete a record now. So test, we want to delete test. It's the only one I have there anyway. So I just enter in the name I want to delete it. So again, waiting, and I'll go over to the calendar, fresh, go on the month, and as you can see, it's completely gone. So that kind of shows how the code is working. Obviously, had I entered in a UI, it could have been a bit more efficient. I could have used multiple HTML pages, for example, for each button. I could send it to a different page, but sadly, again, I didn't have much time. The delete entry I did add in as an extra bit of a feature when I thought I had the time, but worked out I didn't. So yeah, that's everything. I don't know if you want me to go through this code in a bit more detail or not, but if there's any problems or whatnot, I mean, I know what it all does. So if you need to ask me a question, just email it back to me. Even if you think I'm unsure in something, or if you're not sure, I know what I'm talking about. I mean, I can explain all this. I know, like for example, the root panels, that's just used for the HTML page, like send button container and alone. I add it to something called the send button container, and then I display it down here, the send button container, and that's what displays the main panel, for example, in this situation. I think that's pretty much everything. But again, if I missed that, and I'm sorry, just give us a mail and I'll explain to the best of my abilities whatever I missed. Anyway, thanks, Ciaran. Have a good one. Take care of yourself.